I'm really done. They're so mean to me. But I'm done with the show. I'm out.
Is this the beginning of the end for Heather on this franchise? The group cycles between ganging up on Jen to Heather and back again. Oh, this is exhausting. Let's recap this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County. Okay, we start the episode with Tamara yelling. Or is that just the regular volume she communicates at now? She yells at the table that if she can't be honest, then she can't be your friend. The problem, Tamara, is that your delivery sucks. There's such a thing as having tact and empathy when talking to your so-called friend about something negative. You don't just go after them and criticize their actions. With all this yelling, it seems like it's the breaking point for Jen, and she starts to unravel. She is starting to have doubts about the timeline of Ryan's infidelity. I really feel for her. Tamara keeps saying that there was overlap when Ryan slept with someone else while he was with Jen. If that happened a few years ago, then Jen has dealt with it and has forgiven Ryan. But the way Tamara talks about it, it's as if it just happened recently, and that's the seed of doubt that's being planted. This is why Jen is unraveling, because Tamara just won't let it go. The ladies go on some excursions, and it always seems like Gina, Vicky, and Shannon are being held at gunpoint to do these activities.
I don't jump in the ocean ever. I don't even take baths.
Vicky screams like a banshee the whole time she's parasailing. She had the life literally scared out of her body, and when it was done, she barfed over the edge of the boat. Yuck. Shannon even injured herself getting off the boat, too. Dinner after the excursion circles back to Jen's relationship again because these ladies have nothing else to talk about 15 episodes in. Vicky comes in guns blazing.
You've got 5 kids. You should have made that marriage work. No man is worth that.
Oh,
Okay?
don't say that.
Ooh, her perspective is that she left a good man for a loser, and she's trying to be vocal about it in hopes that Jen didn't make the same mistake she did. Now, Vicky Gunvalson has never been great with her words. But does this warning really make any sense now? One, you don't know Jen and really don't have a relationship with her. Two, she's already left the marriage and is in a relationship with a potential loser. So what good is Vicky's message at this point? It's just mean for no reason. And telling Jen she should have stayed in a relationship that wasn't working is not helpful or supportive at all. Okay, I can't not mention this. Shannon didn't brush her teeth for 5 days?
I forgot my toothbrush. I didn't know where the lobby was. I mean, there were trams. It was like I was in Disneyland. I didn't know which tram to take. I just kept thinking someone was going to get me one. I just used the towel.
That's so shocking to me coming from her. She's very much into, the health stuff and what she puts in her body, but she can't call the front desk to figure out how to get a toothbrush? Now the target spins back around to Heather. It's breaking news that she refollowed Gina on social media. Not really breaking news, but Gina makes a joke about it being a goal she's had in life. Heather tries to explain that when she left the friend group, not just the show, mind you, she decided to unfollow everyone. See, that right there is just proof that without this show, these women are not friends or even close to being friendly in real life. And if that's the case, I understand not following people on social media. I think the problem is these other ladies are actually thinking of Heather as a friend, and it's clear she thinks of them as colleagues. So they bring up the way that looks or feels to them, that Heather's above them or thinks she's better than them, when it really isn't about them at all. I think they're taking it personally, but I guess that's the world we live in now. Social media accounts for so much validation in people's lives, and a follow, like, or comment can make or break relationships. The group all let Heather know that when she unfollowed them, it showed that she thinks she's better than them. Maybe she did think that, although Heather would never admit it. She doesn't need the show. She's obviously doing it for fun, but when it stops being fun, she can walk away at any point, which means she can also walk away from these ladies as friends as well. The group splits up into afternoon sessions. Jen, Tamara, Vicky, and Shannon go to see a shaman, and Heather, Emily, Gina, and Taylor go shopping. Heather is feeling left out and confides in Taylor about how she's feeling. Taylor, actually being a voice of reason, says that Heather doesn't get a hall pass because everything she says makes it seem like she's better than everyone because she's super rich.
I think that you don't get as much of a hall pass on saying things because people think, oh, she thinks she's better than me. I think it's the money. And I think
Taylor points out it's not right, but it's the other lady's own insecurity. Exactly, Taylor, exactly. Heather says she's not going to apologize for having money, and she says it with a bit of attitude, but she's feeling it and is ready to go home. Fair enough. Finally, we get clarification that it wasn't Shannon who was talking bad about Gina and Emily at BravoCon, but it was actually Tamara. Honestly, this scene was so hard to follow because they were all just yelling at each other. Mostly just Gina and Heather yelling. Tamara was still trying to turn the tables on Heather and put the blame on her, saying she was just mocking what Heather was saying and wasn't the actual source of the bad-mouthing. Heather says she wasn't talking about Gina and Emily and was instead talking about the non-factors from last season, Noella and Dr. Jen. Gina was trying to jump on a moment because she has nothing else going on, and Heather storms out. That's it. That's all that happened this episode. Manufactured drama that wasn't even executed all that well. If you're going to pick petty arguments, at least make me care about it, or don't drag it out over 4 months to make it seem bigger than it is. Next week is the season finale. Heather is bringing some proof to back up her claims. A recording of Tamara actually calling Gina and Emily losers. Let's see how this plays out. It sounds like there's going to be a showdown at a Halloween party. Listen, I'm glad the season is coming to an end. 16 episodes feels kind of long for the substance that we've gotten out of this season. It had some entertaining points, but we probably could have been okay with 12 episodes and a 2-part finale. Let me know in the comments if you agree or not. That's it for this week. Be sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch up next week. Bye.